In this session, I want to look at the mixer setup. You can either open it by pressing Ctrl-Shift-M, or you can go to File, Program Preference, System Audio, go down here, Project Options, Mixer Setup, or you can press the Y key and then go down at Project Options, Mixer Setup. The mixer setup is more like creating a template for yourself. It's also a faster way of adding additional tracks. For example, your submix buses and your aux buses. If you come, let's close this. If you come here, you can say, for example, track, insert several tracks, then you can add several tracks. Okay, I want 10 tracks and so on. And then come back here and then insert track and then select the number of buses that you want. From here, when you left click there, select a new track that you want to insert. Or a shorter way is open up the mixer setting. And then here you can see there's one track that is here. Then you can be able to say, okay, I want 8 tracks, and then leave this unchecked. And then I want 4 buses, and then I want 4, let me go back, I want 4 tracks, and then I want to say route it to my stereo master. And then you can also be able to do other things here, for example, like play and record, or you can be able to select the number of tracks that you want to be routed to, starting from 0 to whatever number that you have selected up here. All right, you can be able to say okay, and then all these tracks will be loaded up there. So all of them, let's press M, and if we press M up here, all the tracks that we created are up here. So we said 8 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 buses and 4 auxes that we have created. The last thing, you can be able to save your preset up here as well. In this session, we're going to look at the audio setup. So you can press the Y key, which opens up the audio setup, or you can go to File, Program Preference, and then System Audio. At the driver system, you can select the type of interface that you are using or that you have installed or that you prefer. It can be anyone. You can select Azure All, or in this case, my audio box Azure driver, or whichever you would like to use. Up here, we've got the Azure buffer setting. You can click on Control, and then you can make adjustments here, lower it or increase it. Up here, we've got the buffer setting. You can decrease the buffer setting. If you decrease the buffer setting, then that means that your projects will be less stable, but also there will be less latency. If you increase the buffer setting, your projects will be more stable, but also have more latency. Up here, you can select your monitoring setup. Usually I select the hybrid mixer FX monitoring, and then up here at the monitoring behavior, I select manual monitoring and then check that box mix, and let's say okay. So that's it for the audio setup. In this session, I want to look at keyboard shortcuts. Now, you can press the Y key and come down here at Keyboard and Menu and open up the shortcut. Or once again, you can go at File, Program Preference, Edit Keyboard Shortcuts and Menu, and open it up. Once you click on the plus all here, it opens up all the keyboard shortcuts so that you can be able to see them. So when you close it back, and then it minimizes the keyboard shortcut so that you can see fewer files. Up here, we've got the search bar, and if we type in it whatever keyboard shortcut we are looking for, then if it's there, it will show us, for example, copy. There it is, and then it will show underneath the plus sign. Usually that's where you'll find the abbreviations or the keyboard shortcuts. Up here, we can be able to hide or show our menus. So this is hidden. I can be able to say show the menu. I can click anywhere, and then I can hide that menu or show that menu. Or I can come here and say restore default, and then everything will be restored. Down here, we can export our keyboard shortcuts. So if you have made your own special shortcuts, if you want to save them for future restoration, then you can be able to export the list as a text file, as an Excel file, or to shortcut dialog as well. All right, so if I want to add a new keyboard shortcut, I can come up here, and then I can say Alt T, and then I can assign it. Or if I take, for example, 1 and I try to assign it, then I'll be informed that actually this combination is already used. So I can replace that combination, split objects, or I can say cancel, and then I can assign Alt-T, which I know is a combination that is not used. And then I say assign, and then it will be assigned here. That will be now my new keyboard shortcut. And then at mix bus, I can come up here and I can say Alt B, assign it, and then it will be assigned. And then on my aux, I can come up here and say Alt A, and then it will be assigned. So I've created for myself now new shortcuts. So if I come up here on my window and I click Alt T, a new track will be added. Alt B, a new bus will be created. Alt A, a new aux will be created. All right, and then I can also be able to create a shortcut in order for me to delete, for example, my tracks. If I want to delete my tracks, delete tracks, and I can say Alt D, and then I can assign it. And then I know that when I press Alt D, I can be able to delete tracks. So if I come here Alt D, I can be able to delete my tracks. So that's what I can be able to do with my keyboard shortcuts. That's it for this session.